What's the most awkward argument you've witnessed at Christmas? My sister has been dating this guy, Jack, for about 6 months, and while she's clearly smitten, I can't say my husband and I share her enthusiasm. From the start, Jack has rubbed us the wrong way, not in an outright offensive way, but with little jabs and comments that always seem to border on rude. We kept quiet for the sake of my sister's happiness, but last weekend, things finally came to a head. We were hosting a small family dinner at our house, nothing too formal, just a nice chance for everyone to catch up. Jack came along and at first the evening went smoothly. He seemed in good spirits, joking around with everyone, and I thought maybe I'd been too quick to judge him. But then, out of nowhere, Jack made a comment that stopped me in my tracks. It happened when the conversation turned to careers. My husband, who works as an elementary school teacher, was talking about his class and how much he loves his students. Jack smirked and said, "So basically, you're just a glorified babysitter who actually gets paid for it." The room fell silent for a moment, but my husband, always the peacemaker, forced a laugh and tried to brush it off. I could see the hurt in his eyes though. My husband works harder than anyone I know, pouring his heart into his job. And here was this guy, a man who's unemployed and living rent-free at my sister's place, making him the punchline of a bad joke. I couldn't let it slide. Before I could stop myself, I snapped, "At least my husband contributes something meaningful to the world." Not everyone can say that, especially people who just mooch off their girlfriends. Jack's face turned bright red, and the tension in the room was thick enough to cut with a knife. Without saying another word, he stormed out of the house. My sister, clearly furious, followed after him, but not before shooting me a look that could kill. Later that night, she called me and demanded an apology, saying I had humiliated Jack in front of everyone. I told her that maybe Jack should think twice before insulting someone who works tirelessly to make the world a better place. She fired back, calling me a hypocrite for demanding an apology when I'd said something just as cruel to Jack. We haven't spoken much since. Now Christmas is around the corner, and my sister asked if Jack could join us for our family dinner. I told her no, plain and simple. I said Jack isn't welcome in my home until he apologizes to my husband. She accused me of being unreasonable and trying to ruin the holiday spirit, but I refused to back down. Our parents have been trying to play mediator, with my mom gently suggesting that it might be best to let things go for the sake of peace. But honestly, why should I? My husband deserves respect, and if Jack can't even muster a simple apology, why should he get a seat at our table? Now I'm stuck wondering if I'm standing up for what's right, or if I'm just being stubborn.